Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. I'm your host today, Christy Boyd Johnson, and I'd like to talk about hearing the word chronically. Do you automatically associate it with chronic disease? I think we all do. It's been programmed right into us. But what if we flip that whole idea on its head? Let's discover how we can create chronic health in our bodies, minds, our finances, our relationships, and our lives. Welcome to the place where chronically means healthy, wealthy, joyful, and ridiculously alive. Let's flip the script together. I am so happy today to introduce you to a good friend of mine, Rebecca Bertoldi. Rebecca helps coaching and wellness brands attract clients through aligned marketing experiences. Her unique blend of positive psychology, neuroscience, and NLP allows coaches to start transforming clients from the first touch in a way that feels true to their soul and vision. Rebecca's own personal development journey earned her a seat on Mary Morrissey's marketing team, where she learned how to scale multi six-figure businesses to seven figures and beyond. Now, Rebecca helps coaches at all stages of business through her speaking programs and workshops. Her clients proudly step into their authentic brand, build their email lists with warm leads, and have thriving communities. Plus, they feel more confident with technology than ever before. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're delighted to have you here today. I believe today we're going to be talking about bringing the human back into business and marketing.
Yes, in a very AI world, we want to bring the human back.
Definitely. Well, how did you get started with all this?
So honestly, it all stemmed from my own personal development journey. Now, I've been in marketing for over 23 years, and I've been able to help clients along the way. But I do remember those early days of marketing were very, if we think about how businesses were back then, it was your personal life and your business life completely separate. Mm-hmm. You could honestly be like a complete psychopath in your personal world, and then, it didn't show up in your business, and people still respected you. But that's different now. So we are our own brands now. Mm-hmm. So we need to kind of present ourselves and what reflects our brand. But yes. I honestly, when I first started, I had that old mindset, and 20 something years ago, like everybody did. And throughout my life, I definitely had a lot of challenging moments and experiences, and everything from my abusive first marriage, abusive childhood, so there was a lot going on there. And when I had been in therapy forever, but then I started my personal development journey, and everything changed for me. And that was such a turning point in my life because, a lot of times with our like therapy sessions and stuff, we're always looking back. We're trying to work through a lot of that stuff, and that's great. But at some point you have to look forward. And that is what the personal development did for me. And when I say turning point, I'm not exaggerating. I was at a point where my PTSD, my post-traumatic stress syndrome disorder, was really taking over my brain, where I would just my brain would just shut off at some point in the day. And I couldn't even work a full 8-hour day, let alone work for somebody else. That was just me trying to exist in my own home. And I was getting to the point where I'm like, am I going to have to, go on disability? Am I not going to be able to provide for myself? And that's terrifying for me. I don't like anybody else controlling my life and my money. So I was really close to having to do that. And when I met my first coach and she invited me to an event, it was like, wow, this was the start of something amazing.
So personal development to me is a very large,
That's
very
true.
large. So let's break that down a little bit. What was that for you? Looking forward into your life, and
So for me, I mean, let's just talk about that event. When I was there, the tools she had us using and the exercises we were doing, I felt so alive inside. I felt like like a kid on Christmas morning, but like all day, you know. And it's just that energy, that positivity streaming through me. It feels like electricity in your body. And I was like, "Ooh, what's this? I've never experienced this." And from that event, I, at a level of fact, that day I could not afford to invest in the program that she had up there. But I said that to her and I let her know that it was something I wanted. And she sent me home with some simple affirmations. So in the work that she was showing us, we're really focusing on mindset. We're focusing on removing those limitations that we give ourselves all the time. So I go home and I start doing these affirmations. And after a couple of weeks, I'm feeling amazing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to find a way to work with her. So I reached out and I was like, can we barter? I know you need marketing, because she initially hired me to market her event. And she was like, sure, let's do it. And she was somewhat new in her coaching business. And I was happy to barter with her and run her ads and do all of that. Within a month, I was back to working full days.
Oh,
that was a huge win for me, because I felt like after 4 or 5 hours, my brain was like, nah, I don't know anything anymore. No. And I was at the time living in California, and I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to find my way home on BART or something like that. Like my brain would just shut off.
Wow.
And
that's frightening.
It's frightening. And I had to put like a tracker on my phone so my husband would be able to find me if I got confused, because it would just be so much stimuli, especially on BART. Like that is not a great place to be at any point. And it's got their fair share of eccentric people. So
very kind.
Yes.
Very kind, yes.
And like it just took so much of my brain energy to even just get to the city. And I was like, and then by the end of a workday, forget it, I was done. So game changed, and I started leaning more and more into the work. And she brought me through this program, and it was all about figuring out, what are your special talents? What were you born with that you would love to do? And how can we monetize that? And it was amazing. Like within that program was 12 weeks. I had doubled my income by the end of that program. So
that's amazing.
All these things were starting to line up. And now I'm also doing work for the coach herself, and she's getting amazing results. So she's sharing with all these other coaches, and then it started to snowball.
Yes.
But it was, I mean, I still reach out to her because she went on to actually work at the Institute where she trained, but so she wasn't seeing clients anymore. And I still connect with her and say, like, everything is still happening, And I would go to her annual events, and I could see in my old notebooks, like what my goals were the previous session. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe, we're so far past this, like you can see that documentation of progress.
That's amazing. I think so much of the time we get caught in that loop of the past, but we forget to look at how far we've come.
Oh my God, all the time.
And that is really important for everybody. For everybody, even if it's tiny little baby steps, it's important to acknowledge how far you've come.
Yeah. Let me show you something that a friend of mine gave me. She made these positivity jars. These are great little gifts that she gave for all her clients. And basically, you write down your wins. She put a sticky pad in here with a pen and everything else. You write your wins down and put it in the jar. And then either monthly, quarterly, or if you're going to wait the whole year, you go back in and look at all the things that you've done. I
Oh,
thought
that's
it
a
was
great
a
idea.
cool idea, right? How great is that?
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. That would be like the perfect New Year's Eve thing to do.
Yes, exactly.
Is there a future year like goal way or just general like set your
Yeah,
goals as you go along?
right. Like
You know,
this was, I mean, this jar will help you really stay present and remember those. Because honestly, we do so many amazing things, and you can be surprised what you've even accomplished in 1 month that you're not looking back on.
yeah. And that could apply to everything, not just what you're doing with your work, but what you're doing with your family, what you're doing personally, growth, growth
Yeah.
within yourself, everything.
And with your
Yeah.
kids, like get them in
Oh,
that habit of gratitude. Like we want to look at these and be grateful that we accomplished it and feel thankful for all that we're getting from it.
oh my gosh, yes. Imagine if teachers in schools did that with their
Right?
kids in their
There you
classroom.
go.
That would be amazing.
It would. It would. And I love the idea of maybe even monthly. With me, I'm going to try, I think I'm going to go for quarterly, almost because I feel like I'm just going so fast right now that it's, that if I feel like I can't even stop to look at them, but that's my own paradigm. I need to stop to look at them. But yeah.
Yeah, quarterly's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair because that gives you, you can see how vast progress in 3 months.
Oh,
But at
yeah.
the same time, you're not going, wait, that was a year ago. What, and
Right.
feeling like that's just so old news now.
Yeah. But I mean, even visually, as that jar starts to fill up, you're going to be like, man, I am accomplishing some stuff this year.
That is way cool. I love that. That is
Yeah.
we could all just make one of those at home right now.
She did it. It was a dollar store thing. She printed some labels. This is my realtor. She did. I mean, she gives the best gifts like that because she's always coming up with creative things. And I love it. I think it's such a great idea, even for the coaching and wellness brands.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. It's sort of like a God box where you put, where it's the other way, where you kind of put what you want to accomplish and then quarterly or whatever you look and see how far
Yeah.
you've come. But I like this better because it's real time,
Right.
real results, real time with what you're doing.
Yeah. Yes.
That is way cool. Oh, oh my God, my brain just turned off. I'm all in
I know
this
what that's
jar.
like.
Productivity coach, was that what? No, what was the coach? Not productivity.
So the coach that I initially started with, she was a life coach, and yeah, so she was working with me. I mean, we were looking at mindset, and I couldn't believe how many things that were just in my head that I grew up with. I don't want to say that they were wrong, but things have changed, but we hold on to that old programming,
Mm-hmm.
And I've done a lot of courses over the last few years around neuroscience, positive psychology, NLP, figuring out more about, because I've always wanted to know how I can help my brain. And that's really where my interest in a lot of these emotional things started, because I wanted to see how I could help myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't rely on anyone else to fix us. We are the only people that can do that for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know more about how my brain worked so that I could somehow combat the PTSD. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm such a nerd. I will dive deep on everything like that. And what I found and the way our brains work, like our subconscious is really holding on to so much that we don't realize it's there. Everything mm-hmm. from like how we brush our teeth to, every morning. It's not something that we're creating new habits around. So when we are creating something new, we create new neural pathways, and we have to do them. Just like if you're practicing to do anything else, you want to do it so that your brain automatically knows it and puts it in the subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found, like one of the biggest things that initial coach, because I feel like I always say I have a village that takes care of my brain. So, that initial coach, she was showing me how to recognize, like the awareness piece is just key. How do we recognize when those old thoughts pop up and what to do with them?
Mm-hmm.
And there will
Yeah.
be time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, continue. I was just going to say it's like you have to dig one out and then replace it with something that's good for you rather than unhealthy for you.
Yes.
Like weeding your garden.
Yes. Which is, yep. That's another thing we have to make ourselves do, right? It's all about choosing to have your best life. Every day I have to make that choice.
Oh, I love that. You know how empowering it would be if every single person woke up and said, today I'm going to choose my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only going to choose the things that make me happy and move me forward.
Right.
And then I wonder how fast this world would change.
I know. And I have to say, though, as I'm going through this process and I'm realizing that I have to choose every day and make that intention, it dawns on me that there's this old programming that says, if you're going to choose yourself and you're going to do everything just for you, you're selfish. And I have to completely override that.
We'll go deeper into that because that's a biggie. But right now we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Everything we're made of contains light. From the sun that feeds our world to the energy that flows within us. With LifeWave X39, we've found a way to put that light to work. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality. By gently stimulating the skin with light, our non-invasive, non-transdermal X39 patches help you conquer your active lifestyle and pave a new way to vibrant health. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. It all starts with your body and a little help from light. Place one LifeWave X39 patch on the body. Apply the patch to clean, dry skin in the morning. Patches may be worn for up to 12 hours before discarding. Keep well hydrated while using this product. Harness your natural potential. Reclaim youthful energy. Live long, live well, live young with LifeWave X39. Be the light. LifeWave.
When you look in the mirror, do you see skin that's just dry, tired, and stressed? It's time for a new ritual. Introducing Deep Love, the blue botanical face cream by Coolness. We've captured their tranquil essence of blue botanicals in a cloud-soft formula that deeply soothes irritation and restores your natural, healthy glow. This isn't just skincare, it's an act of self-care. It's Deep Love. Find your calm only at coolness.com. Scan the QR code now to visit our website.
The time has come for us, the parents who want more for their children and the teachers who want to love teaching again, to band together and stop the coercion and control and the crazy-making boredom. How? By making learning a joyful experience in a relaxed environment. By supporting and encouraging kids, not forcing or tricking them. Meet Christy Boyd Johnson and the Barefoot Learning Club membership. Go to www.barefootlearningclub.com and find out more. Together, we can raise a generation of wildly capable and happy kids.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. We're here today with our guest, Rebecca Bertoldi, who is a heart-centered marketing architect. And we were just getting into the reprogramming of the idea that we're selfish if we actually take care of ourselves. And I think especially for women, that tends to be, generally speaking, I mean, there are those out there that don't have a problem with that.
They've been going through their development stuff.
But yeah, so let's go deeper into that. What happened that you started to feel like you were being selfish for taking these development courses and helping retrain your brain?
It came across like well, it didn't so much feel selfish for taking the courses, but then the actions that you have to take to get yourself to a happier, healthier you. So when I'm focusing more on myself, that alone is like, oh, well, you're focusing on you, you know, I can hear my family now. And, a lot of that, and that's one of the things I discovered because like I said, I'm a nerd. So when I find some things, I ask everybody about it. So, and get some data coming in. And I found that a lot of the families are the ones that put these preconceived notions in our head. Not that they're trying to be, malicious in any way. It's just what they knew at the time.
Yeah.
And this is what we know. So we know that we can do things a little bit differently and have a better result now. But to get there, it takes a lot of convincing of yourself. And then if you're going to share it with family, it takes a whole lot of convincing for them. So I felt like my biggest motivating factor is I don't ever want to be where my brain's not functioning. So at this point, I'll do whatever it takes to not ever go back.
Right?
Yep.
That would be so frightening to suddenly be, where am I?
Right.
And I've been here. I know I've been here before, but I don't know where I am. That would be terrible.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't care anymore what people say. I choose to live my best life. And I protect my energy a lot now. Mm-hmm. I love true crime. I could watch that all day, every day, but I know what happens inside when I watch too much. Before, it was more of a defense mechanism of, I want to understand behavior of people that aren't so nice so that I am never a victim again. Like that was my initial, I really have a good understanding of the criminal mind right now. Mm-hmm. But I would notice things like my actions, even though it wasn't so conscious. There were little shifts that I would notice if I'm watching too much. So right now, I'm on a true crime break. And I have to do that. I have to stay away from overly violent shows. Mm-hmm. There's just all that energy. And I find more that because I had to relearn how to have all those emotions in a safe space. Mm-hmm. I was so numb before all of that.
Yes.
So as I'm learning all of those emotions again, I'm feeling them all again. And I'm able to put myself in those shoes to say, okay, what does my soul need right now? And how can I better, understand this? Or when I was figuring out that true crime maybe isn't the best thing to binge on all weekend, I would notice little things like I'm freaked out by stuff, or my triggers were coming back. So those are the things I would notice. But I love true crime. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm right there with you. I've thought we started out by muting commercials, and then with streaming, you don't really have so much of that anymore. But there's still, now it's like, I can't watch this. I can't watch the programming in this show. They're just programming you that it's this way, and it's not.
Right.
And it's getting ridiculous. I can hardly tolerate even having the TV on anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I'm in my own little bubble here. I definitely, I stream what I want to stream. I don't do whatever's just on. I don't listen to the radio. I stay away from most news. We have this I live in Connecticut. We have a little local news station. I love finding out what's going on in our state, but I don't need to have all of that other negativity coming in on me.
Well, especially since only the local news is real, because they do tell you about things that are going on in your community, which makes us believe that what they're telling us on the news is real when it's not, when it's controlled. So it's just don't watch the news, guys. Yeah. And, and I also have noticed, when you really talk to real people, you find out none of it, it's very rarely is any of it true.
Right.
And it's all fabricated to keep people scared and nervous and in that PTSD state, that neurological fear, low grade, I'm scared
Yeah.
all the time, fear thing. And
Absolutely.
which kind of leads us to our topic of
Yeah.
bringing the human back to marketing, because AI is just taken over. And
It really has.
yeah. So, I understand the convenience of it, but just our audience, Rebecca and I've had this conversation about AI, and if you're writing a book, people will go, just use AI and write your book over the weekend. But you guys, AI
Yeah.
scrapes off the internet, so it's actually plagiarism.
Right.
It's not you have to use your authentic words. So but let's what are you seeing with it, Rebecca, in your area with marketing and everything?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's good and bad to everything, right?
Yeah.
And that includes AI. So here's the thing. If you guys want to actually rank, like if you want your website to show up in organic searches, you cannot use AI for everything. There's AI checkers that Google and other search engines have. But what I noticed the most was with AI and just how we connect in our marketing. If you think about a lot of the very competitive brands and the marketing that they do, you're seeing a lot of like forceful marketing, like scarcity and fake deadlines and things like that, and them beating you over the head with, you have to have this now. In the coaching and wellness space, the vibe is just so different, right? We are there to uplift people. We're not trying to make them scared and purchase. It just doesn't work as well. And it's a disconnect from the energy that's coming from most coaches and wellness business owners.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm seeing yes, there are AI solutions for a lot of things, but really we need to bring that humanness back. I'm all for automation. I'm not saying that you should have to be there in the weeds doing all those little details, but there is a way to connect with people in an emotional way in a digital space. And I do want to share a bit about that today. So
let's do it. Because that's really, I'd like to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hate AI ads. I just automatically click out of them. I hate them.
And I have to say though, I test everything because, again, nerd. And one of the ones I tested was I'm in favor, I'm trying to make a digital twin of myself, but I don't know that I would never use that for real or all content, I guess, is real. But if I'm teaching something, it's going to be me, in person Rebecca. But I do have what I call BeccaBot, who is my AI twin. And I am testing to see if I can fill my classes using BeccaBot, because I can create a bunch of scripts to test. So I'm going to test to see and she'll say, I'm not real Rebecca. Rebecca's making this course, but she wants you to come join the class, And then I've also tested making my dog talk in video. And those do so well. Better than mine, honestly.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah, and there's ones of me and her brainstorming. There's ones where she's just, I now make little happy birthday things for my friends with her singing happy birthday. It can be a lot of fun. But I feel like when I use AI for stuff like that, you're seeing the things that I'm interested in. You're seeing the things that are in my world. So it can be very nice there. Now, what I really discovered, so when I was working at the Brave Thinking Institute on Mary Morrissey's marketing team, one of the things I was able to put together, because everything was on a bigger scale, I had so many assets to test against each other. Assets meaning I had different lead magnets that they created, meditation sequences, they had so many different tools that I could share. So as I start building these campaigns out, I'm like, how can we make it so that their journey starts from day one? And in this case, we were promoting a very big event 4 times a year. So it was a 3-month campaign. And you can't just have, like, if somebody signs up on day one and it's 3 months to the events, you got to do something in between. So I was like, how can we make the best use of this time? And I started testing and I started putting different pieces together. And what I came up with was a way for us to A, start their journey from that first touch, B, give them transformations in that time. So it's not just they're going to transform at the event. We're going to start now. So when they get to the event, they can get the most out of it. And I put tools in there that would allow them to shift what I perceived as their as a challenge for them. So, or you know, somewhere where they're stuck. So let's think about, how do we put this together, right? So if we have known objections, we want to clear those objections before they get to the event. So we start with adding those in. So if, for example, there's sometimes when people don't feel like they should invest a large amount of money with them, you know, on themselves because it's selfish, right? So how do we get over that hurdle? So first, we may have to give them some things that make them feel more confident in themselves. And then we can give them tools that make them see maybe what path they should be going down to reach their goals. And then give them something to maybe feel like they're worthy. You know, so a lot of times that we can like sneak little meditations in that just start to shift their mindset. So by the time they get to that end result, they've already like, okay, I'm worth it. I know where I'm going, how I'm going to use this program, and I'm ready. So it helps them to do that. So one of the biggest at the end, like, so we did many rounds of testing, maybe 6 different campaigns. And again, they're 3-month campaigns. So there's lots of, like, there were 300 plus elements in each of these campaigns, whether it was emails, text messages, voicemails, phone calls, all of those things. And at the end, the last one that we did, there was an increase by $1,000 per attendee in spend. Times that by 3,000 attendees.
Wow.
That's an extra 3 million because of a campaign that didn't require any other human interaction. It was all in a digital space. That's the power of really connecting with people's emotions. They're going to have emotions with your content, whether you want them to or not.
Yeah.
So let's invite them to have positive emotions with our content.
So how does that, then how does that apply to bringing the human back to, because that, if that's all kind of, you use the tool to generate that, but then where does the human come in?
So people feel that human connection when they get to understand who you are on a more personal level. Unlike the way we used to do business, we are now, I'm not saying that you have to necessarily tell us what you had for your meals all day, but they want to see that you're not just saying things, but that you're doing them, that you're walking the walk here. So in those moments, it can be, so let's say you did add a meditation in. They're starting to hear your voice. They're starting to connect your voice and your tools with something they want. And then, like, for example, there's one of the coaches I work with, we added in some things into her program, like an existing program that just added, and it was a self-guided program, added more human touch to it. So for example, one of the lessons that she has is about forgiveness. And how can I forgive myself for things that I've done in the past and forgive others so that I'm not holding on to that anger inside of me. But she, in order to get people to really understand and feel that forgiveness, we had them create a video. They had to record themselves on a video forgiving themselves.
Oh.
And she sent a video as an example saying, okay, I know this, you're up to this stage in the program. This is a hard one. I want to show you how I would record this video. And so she would lead by example. But in that video, she's giving them some personal details. What is it she has to forgive herself for? And leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all those little moments that we can put in there, whether they're hearing your voice, seeing you on video, participate. Like sometimes we'll send them to a Q&A that we have going on. So there's a lot of different ways that we can interact with them, but it's all still being managed in a digital space.
Yeah. And so there's real human connection.
Mm-hmm.
We just use the tools to help us get to the connection, but then the connection is real.
Yes. And you think about sometimes people, let's say you have a lead magnet and you send that lead magnet out, you put so much effort into that and then crickets. So why is that? So if we look at it from a human first perspective, a lot of times that people will make their lead magnet, they'll say, they'll have information about a specific topic, and then they're asking you to call or book a call. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that doesn't feel like the next step energetically for the client.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at those lead magnets as this is one piece of the puzzle, and we need to meet them where they are in their journey. Mm-hmm. So if we can meet them where they are, our marketing after that lead magnet will end up bringing them to a different place for themselves, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then also put them in line for what they need next, not where you want them necessarily to go. We need to give them what they need to feel like the client that you would love them to be.
That is a key thing. What do they need? Focusing on them and their needs. Yes. Wow. This is getting juicy here. So we're going to take a quick break, Rebecca, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned, everybody. Mm-hmm.
Why do 98% of beauty enthusiasts rave about coolness? It's all in the blend of ancient wisdom and modern science. Introducing Coolness, Pearlescent Face and Eye Serum Cream. This powerhouse combines the antioxidative power of schisandra berries, the glow of pearl powder, and the hydrating wonders of dragon's blood extract. It's like a time machine for your skin, making it radiant, firm, and oh so smooth. Inspired by ancient Chinese traditions and backed by modern nutritional science, this serum cream is perfect for dry, mature, and aging skin. It's time to unlock your inner glow with Coolness. Treat your skin to the best of both worlds today.
Hello and welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. Rebecca Bertoldi is here talking about heart-centered marketing, and we're just getting into distinguishing the difference between using AI as a tool and then also bringing in the human to really connect with your clients, especially if you're self-employed. But really, this could apply to pretty much any industry because you still have to connect as a human if you are in an environment where you work with people or in an office or clients or any other. We have to work with people.
Yeah. And it's great for a lot of service-based businesses because it's always easier to market with a product. Like somebody that wants the product, and it's physical, tangible. It's a lot easier in those cases. But when you're providing a service, it's hard to say, here it is, So when we look at that, we want to make sure that we're connecting with people and that they feel so understood, so seen, so heard, that they're like, yes, this is my person.
Yes.
And when we start looking at that, we want to be mindful of the buyer's journey, because this is not just everybody, you're sending marketing out to everyone who's ready to work with you. That's not how that always works. So if we're always sending out promotions and messaging that are for the people that are ready to buy, we're going to leave so many other leads on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So think about, this is a great visual that I love to give people. So think about a big apple tree. It's growing. It's got all of its apples on there. There's apples going up through the whole thing. And if you think about your lead magnets as the roots of that tree, this is what's going to bring people up to your highest level of service. But it's not going to just take one lead magnet to get them all the way up to the top. They're going to need to start with one, overcome that piece, and then go to the next piece, and maybe even a few more levels up. So if we can customize that journey, let's say, for example, we want people to feel less stress, right? Who doesn't want less stress? Someone at home may be like, oh my God, I feel like so stressed all the time. I don't know what to do. I've got no time left in my day. And I don't even know where to go. They're not thinking, hey, I should go hire a coach.
Yeah.
They're thinking, I need to get rid of some of this stress so I can breathe and function as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So if we give them a guide that's like, here's how to reduce stress, and then you automatically go to, let's go to coaching now, it can be a big disconnect. So let's bring them through something that's like, okay, you're a busy person. Here's how you can reduce your stress in 5 minutes a day. They're like, ooh, 5 minutes, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their first step into your world. From there, you can say, okay, it's not your fault that this is a big one. People convert so well when you say, it's not your fault that you were stressed. Let's blame somebody else. Society has put these demands on us. Our families are always asking things of us. And we know a lot of people have boundary issues, right? That was another thing in my journey. I have so many boundaries now. They're all over the place. So as people are going through this, like, we want to give them the tool to de-stress. And then I always love to include a supporting tool after that. So let's say the lead magnet is like maybe a breathing exercise, mm-hmm. how to tap into your nervous system and calm your nervous system in the moment. But then maybe a couple emails later, you're like, okay, so if you want to start your day feeling calm, try this meditation in the morning.
Mm.
So we think about this now. The person, they're super stressed. They're like, okay, I've been getting relief by doing that breathing exercise. And now you see them breathing all like that multiple times a day, just to bring it back down to a calm presence. Now they have another tool from you that's, okay, listen to this while you're getting ready. We're going to set you up for a stress-free day, or maybe not stress-free, for a reduced stress day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think stress-free days exist so much unless you're a child. And that's even iffy.
Yeah. That's true.
It's got to be like a baby. There's no care in the world. So then we bring them through that. The next step may not be coaching. Maybe the next step is, how do you create a self-care calendar for yourself? So you're getting them into this work. Again, you still haven't had to have that interaction with them. This is all digital, and you're moving them up that tree. Mm-hmm. Now imagine that same apple tree. There's a bunch of apples on the ground. Those are the people that have dropped off because they didn't have a next step to take that made sense for them. Mm. So as we grow our apple tree, it's helpful to remember that people need that assistance going from place to place. It's not just they're going to meet you and want to coach right away or sign up for your program right away. Mm-hmm. We need to give them something in the middle. Yeah. I'm not saying there's never going to be those people that are like, ooh, I know it. It's some of, and I'm included, some of those type A girls out there or people out there will be like, okay, yeah, I know exactly what I want. I want this. Let's go. What's taking so long? So we always want to give them an opportunity. So let's say in those emails, even though you're nurturing them, you can always have a PS. If you're ready to start right now, you have big goals, let's do this. Hit the button, book a call.
Mm-hmm.
For most people, they have to go through that emotional journey first. And then we can bring in some logic, obviously, because we always want to say that, oh, let's find the logic in this decision. But we really want to make them feel like, okay, this is who I want to be, and this is going to help me get there.
Right, right. And they're also feeling safe. They're feeling, even type A's are feeling nurtured, and they're going, this person is really, I'm seeing results. I wonder what would happen if I went up to this next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now think about it, even if you get somebody on that call, let's say they're not really ready for that program. What can you give them that's still going to continue your relationship, that's still going to show that you care? Because you do care. Most people go into these kinds of businesses because they want to make an impact, because they have a special skill that will allow them to make somebody else's life better. So what else can you share? Sometimes, for me, it may be an old, not an old, but a recording of a workshop. Like, how great are those to share when somebody's like, oh, I don't think I'm quite there yet. Well, what can we give you to get you there? And it's not like so much getting you there to make a purchase, but it's getting you there in your own life to want what you deserve to have.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And that also, I have actually been on the other end of the call with someone who's like, well, if you're not ready, then bye.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, they lose me forever. I'll never, ever. I cut them off completely. I want nothing to do with them. And I'm sure lots of us have had that experience. And it makes you feel like, well, I'm just a money source for you. I'm not, so
yeah. If I don't feel like you care about my results, then I don't want to work with you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So there's so many different little cues that we can put in there that make people feel like they know you. So we're building that know, like, and trust, of course. And then these moments of they're recognizing, and sometimes we have to tell them what to look for, but we want to make sure we're attaching how they're feeling, how they're transforming with you and your tools. So for example, I have another client who has, and this is really cool, she has this monthly membership where you will get a daily text that says, it'll say, good morning, Christy. You are loved. And then it has an action step to take for the day that you can start to, it's like tiny habits. So start to shift your mindset. But we had to tell people in the emails, because they would have a trial. And after the 14 days, like, did you notice that you got up and you were happier in the morning? Did you notice that maybe the subway didn't bother you as much? Like, we'd have to give them those cues to say, are you noticing these things? And if you are, it's because your mindset is shifting. So, so telling them, like, people don't always know what they're looking for. So let's define that for them. Let's help them to see the progress they are making. Again, because we don't always look at the progress and the things that we're doing.
That would be perfect for the jar. Like, write down something you accomplished or something good that happened, or that, and put it in the jar. And at the end of the 14 days, check your jar.
Exactly. That's a beautiful thing. And, I love it when people can, like, when they can really get a win and an aha moment. And I see those a lot coming back in my email, like, oh my God, this just makes perfect sense now.
That is cool. Yeah. I know babies, I'm a big advocate for baby steps, because trying to make giant leaps is not all the time. Every once in a while you can make a giant leap, but usually it's because you did a bunch of baby steps to prep for that. And baby steps don't get acknowledged. And so, people say, oh, they were an overnight celebrity. Were they? No. Or did they put in years of learning and practice? And
exactly. Like, we don't always see everyone's journey until they're out in the spotlight, So
exactly. So in terms of using AI, so like say you want to put a message out. Do you recommend that, like say you throw something into chat, say, I want to communicate this.
Mhm.
Do you advocate using that, or do AI checkers like?
So there
flag
are
that?
AI checkers. They are looking at, if you think about emails going out, just ask it to run it through. You can ask AI to check it for spam checks, because that's what emails are looking for. On the website side, they are looking for the actual AI content. So what you can do is, one of the things I love to do, because I am committing to a weekly blog. And what I do is I go into chat and I say, I want to create a blog about XYZ. These are the points that I want to talk about. And I want to show them these within those points. Give me an outline.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get an outline from chat. Sometimes they add in things that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad you added that in. Sometimes I'm like, no, that doesn't fit my clients. From there, I record a video and I talk, because I'm trying to preserve my hands too. So I record a video and I just go through the outline and I talk about how I would want it. And then I have a tool that will just translate that into my blog. So it does still sound like me. It still passes the AI checkers because it's using a lot of my words. And it's not perfect when it's done. I still have to go through and say, I would never say that word, and do those kinds of little tweaks. But they always come back with a very minimal amount of AI, just like you asked AI to brush up your own words.
Mm-hmm.
So I use AI to write those outlines. I use AI to make video editing faster, I do a lot of branding photos of myself, because those can be pricey. And so there's definitely a good and bad of AI, but we can still have our human voice in there.
Okay. Wow. I wish we had longer, but Rebecca, we're coming to the end of our time. So how can people find you out in the world?
Absolutely. So you see my website and my social media handles are here on the screen. You can scan that QR code if you want to get a free strategy session. I'm happy to check out what you got going on. And I also included for you guys today a heart-centered journey planner. Like, we want to put it's a human first journey planner. So this will help you to everything we were talking about today, to kind of visualize it and map it out for yourself, so you can see where to put those little emotional connectors.
Oh, that's a wonderful gift.
Yeah.
I'm going to go download that myself.
Absolutely. The URL for that, you can see it going across the screen. Go to RebeccaBertoldi.com/journey-planner, and you will get your free planner.
That's wonderful. Thank you. That's
You're very welcome.
And thank you for coming on our show today, Rebecca. You are, as always, a fantastic guest, and I so appreciate it.
I'm so happy and thrilled to be here today. And you know what? Maybe I'll come back in a few months, because marketing changes every 10 minutes, and we can talk about it even more.
I'd love that. Let's do that.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay, that's a wrap, everybody. Join us every Friday at 7:00 p.m. Central Time on E360 TV on the Vitality TV network, or go to YouTube at Chronically Healthy Life. Or swing by chronicallyhealthylife.com this week for your free 30-minute consultation with Andy and our brand new healing skincare line at coolness.com. Until then, stay vibrant, stay fierce, and stay ridiculously, unapologetically, chronically healthy. See you next Friday.